This is Mann, a 23-year-old filmmaker from Toronto whose film Imagine the Sound recently won Best Feature Documentary at the Chicago Film Festival. The film celebrates the great improvisational jazz artists of the 1960s, people like Archie Shepp and Cecil Taylor, one of the most conceptually advanced pianists of our time. Ron is now involved in a new project, continuing his documentation of the 60s culture. This time, he's preparing an anthology of North American poets in performance, people like Allen Ginsberg and William Burroughs.
I don't want any trouble with you, gentlemen. Let me buy you a drink. Kim is still talking as his hand sweeps down to his belt and up, smooth and casual, as if he is handing Clem a visiting card and shoots him in the stomach. Clem doubles forward and his false teeth fly out, snapping in the air. Clem's 45, barely clear of the holster, plows a hole in the floor. Kim pivots both hands on the gun and shoots Cash in the hollow of the throat. The heavy slug tears through and spatters the wall with slivers of bloody bone. Cash's gun chunks back into its holster. Clem is weaving around, trying to recock his 45 with numb fingers. Taking his time, Kim shoots him in the forehead.
I think in the 80s, there's like this new kind of phenomena happening. There's this new, it's just like the 50s again, you know, people are going out to see poetry. It's this whole flowering all over again, and I think the old guard, or those people who instilled it in the beginning, are still going strong, still exciting, and still going to, there's still a movement, and I'm capturing that movement, really, as it happens.
In America, Antarctica, in Russia, in Slovakia, world. In China, if you disappear, you wouldn't know yourself at all. Arise, arise, ye citizens of the world, use your lungs. Talk back to the tyrants, all they're afraid of is your tongues. $200 billion inflates world war. In United States every year, and they're asking for more. Russia's got as much in tanks and laser planes. If it takes 50 billion, we can blow up everybody's brains. Go broke down, cause history changes every night. If the free world nations are dictatorships of the right. The only place socialism works is in Asterix's blood. The communist world stuck together with prisoners' blood.
I knew nothing about poetry before I began this film. Just like the jazz film, I mean, I had a similar knowledge of who those jazz musicians were, but I had never experienced it fully. I had sort of a background in it, but didn't know who those people were, what the names behind them represented. I didn't know those figures. I didn't know what they meant to different generations. I didn't know what poetry meant. I don't even think I still do. But I changed after reading a lot about different poets, I noticed that it's all part of a history and a tradition, just like the jazz musicians were. The poets, however, come from an academic tradition, and they broke away from that. And what I think that these poets are doing now that are in the film are the ones that are represented here is a type of performance poetry. Because poetry is, in that kind of context, is really not boring. I mean, it's really great. I mean, you really get a lot out of it.
The general says he knows something worth fighting for, but they never say what till they start their Salvador War. Iranian hostage media hysteria sucks. The Shah ran away with 9 billion Iranian bucks. Colonel Roosevelt and his US dollars overthrew Mossadegh. They wanted his oil, now they got Ayatollah Grek. They put in the Shah and they trained in police the Savak. The Savak. Well, Iran was a hostage quarter century, that's right, Jack. Bishop Romero wrote President Carter to stop. Sending guns to El Salvador's junta, so he got shot. Ambassador White blew the whistle on the White House lies. Reagan called him home because he looked in the Clinton's eyes. Half the voters didn't vote, they knew it was too late. Newspaper headlines rolled with a big mandate. Some people voted for Reagan, eyes open wide. 3 out of 4 didn't vote for him, that's the landslide. Truth may be hard to find, but falsehoods easy. Read between the lines, our imperialism is sleazy. But if you think the people's state is your heart,